And we're live. All right. Hello, everyone. And shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to your girl Siren right here on the Siren Speak Show. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. How are you? Hold on, y'all. Let us get right on over here. All right. Let's get this right on together. All right. So shout out to each and every one of you guys. And like I said, thank you so much for tuning in to your girl Siren right here on the Siren Speak Show. So today we're going to be talking about all type of stuff, really, y'all. We're going to catch up with quite a few things, okay? And we are going to make sure that we get everything that we need to know in regards to love, as well as healing and spirituality and mental health and all of that other good stuff, y'all. And please excuse moi, you guys. We were supposed to be on here, Wednesday, y'all? We were supposed to be on here Monday, but your girl has been overwhelmed, y'all. Okay. When I say I have been overwhelmed with so much responsibility. For those of you who watch my vlogs, you guys would know that I've, experienced a loss. Okay. And it's just been quite heavy, right, on me. So to come over here and try to talk and, all of that good stuff, it's just, it hasn't been the easiest thing, y'all. I've been having to keep myself really busy. So as I have been going through and experiencing the grieving phase, of course, I've been doing a lot of spiritual baths, and that's what's really been keeping me afloat, you guys, is doing a lot of baths and working on my frequency, working on my mental, working on my physical, stuff like that, watching what it is that I eat. And of course, my spray. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I get up and I spray this at least probably 3 times a day. I'm at by 3 times a day. Okay. So yes, shout out to the spray. So I appreciate you guys for your patience. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And I really, truly appreciate you guys for just really overall, checking out the vlogs and checking out the videos and showing your support and stuff like that. Okay. So, all right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. We're going to talk about the topics, you guys. Let me see what it is that I named this live. Okay. Let's see. What did I name this live? I don't date those in these 5 careers. Okay. So y'all know we're going to be talking about love, right? We're also, in the end, we're going to talk about, protecting yourself and healing and mental health and all of that stuff, right? So we're going to talk about, because I had to just, y'all know I love to give y'all a good old Siren story time. Now, granted, I haven't dated anyone new in years, okay? But when I was in the dating field, there were certain things that I noticed, and there were certain things that I would say definitely make a difference in how it is that I date, okay? So I won't date those in these 5 careers, and also it is the, let me see. Pull it up. It is the pre-qualification process in dating. I think a lot of us, we're forgetting about the pre-qualification process, you guys. So we want to talk about how to go through that pre-qualification phase, as well as I'm going to discuss 5 careers that I don't care who they are. I will not date anyone in these particular careers. Okay. And it's just from my personal experiences, you guys. Okay, my personal experiences, I did put them down. So before we get started on that, you guys, let's go ahead and talk about it. What's going on up in the shop? Okay, what shop is that? spiritualcandies.com, of course. Okay, y'all, so what we have introduced is the monthly healing boxes. Y'all know we keep those going on a month-to-month basis. And with the monthly healing boxes, you guys, it is coming with all of your essentials, okay? It will be coming with your essentials for the month, all right? So for those of you who need to work on your frequency, for those of you who just need a peace of mind, for those of you who just need some relief for the month, I strongly would suggest that you go and check out at least one of the boxes, okay, in 2026. Now, we have a full-size box and a mini. Now, the way we're doing it now is that the mini has the same thing as the full-size box. It's just a smaller size, okay? So the full size may have a 4 ounce, the mini will have a 2 ounce, things of that nature. But you're going to get your body wash, your body oil, your body scrub, your body spray. Okay. And I think it comes with a candle. So you guys, these are the monthly necessary essentials to work on your frequency, to bring about some sort of peace in your life, okay? So when you go to spiritualcandies.com, you just look for the monthly healing box, put it in your cart and purchase one. So we just released the ones for the month of May. And like I said, since it's going to come with your monthly essentials, what you'll need to utilize to work on your frequency, you guys, to, it'll definitely bring some peace of mind if you're confused, if you're stressed, if you're frustrated, if you feel like everything about me is good, Sarah, I'm really not having any issues, and you just need to uplift your energy. You just need to seal your frequency. That's the thing I love about these products, is that if you feel like you're okay, it will help you to remain in a positive, energy, or a higher, let's put it that way, in a higher frequency. It'll help you to remain in that. Now, if you're feeling okay, and let's say something negative or derogatory happens, it'll definitely help you to be able to tap into your discernment. It'll definitely help you to be able to, make wiser decisions, to feel a lot better about certain things in your life, all type of stuff, y'all. Okay, so I definitely recommend you guys going over to spiritualcandies.com, of course, and grabbing you one of the monthly healing boxes. Now, if you have never used one and you're a little confused, or maybe you've never dealt with Siren or had any spiritual candies, I don't know who you are or what box you've been living in, but let's say you're like, I don't know what that is, Siren. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to use it. It's just body wash, baby. If you wash your arse, you'll be able to use the box, okay? It's just body wash. It is a body oil. It is a body spray. It is a body scrub. It's everything that you need, okay, to make sure that your frequency is going to be on point for the month of May, to get through everything that's coming to you. There are some good things coming to you in the month of May that you're not prepared for. There are some bad things coming to you in the month of May that you're not prepared for. These will definitely make sure that you are able to get through everything it is that is coming to you, good or bad. I would not ever say, oh, use this box and nothing bad will happen to you. Use this box, and if something bad does happen to you, you'll be able to get through it, okay? Without being, you know what I'm saying, having all of that type of energy right there. So shout out to those of you who do get you a monthly healing box from spiritualcandies.com. We also have the consultations. Please, you guys, do not go on there, book in a counseling session if you want a consultation. A consultation is something totally different from a counseling session. A counseling session, I talk to you just like this. I give you advice. I give you feedback. We discuss a specific topic that you want to talk about. Maybe you having some issues at your job, maybe with your significant other, with a friend, or just in life in general. You're going through some things and you just need that advice that is outside of you, outside of your circle. Trust me, it's beyond advice. Siren is going to give you the business, honey, okay? I love my counseling sessions. It's almost like, it just feels like a family corner. It feels like somewhere that is very tranquil, somewhere that is very trustworthy, and best believe that anything that we discuss does not go past, you and I, okay? So, it's a very, I want to say proactive experience, because it does give you information that you'll need to get past, okay, whatever it is that you're going through. It's very knowledgeable, it's very informative, and very powerful information, and I love it. So shout out to those of you who have had a counseling session with your girl. Shout out to y'all. And for those of you who have had a consultation, I know your life ain't been the same ever since, so it is what it is, all right? So that's what's going on up in the shop. We don't have anything else that's really new, you guys, just the product that is new. That's pretty much it, okay? So, all right, let's go ahead and let's get into the topic of discussion, you guys. Now, there are some, careers that if someone is in this career field, I will not date them. I will not entertain them. And I'm just going to tell you guys who and why, okay? Who and why. All right, so let's talk about the first one, okay? Hold up, because I put them down. I had to, jot them down. But shout out to y'all. Hey to everyone who's tuned up and through. Hey to everyone who comes in and give this video a big old fat thumbs up. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Okay, did I put it in this phone? Hold up. All right, y'all. And we're also going to be talking about dreams and decoding your dreams and the meaning of certain dreams and stuff like that, because a lot of you reach out to me with questions about your dreams and stuff. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that as well, you guys, not today, but in general. All right, 5 career fields I will not date someone in. Okay, the first one is the law, like a police officer, a sergeant. If someone is a police officer, I don't care to date a man who is a police officer. Now, nothing against police officers. And for those of you who are police officers, your girl, much love to you. And for those of you who are dating and or married to a police officer, you has my sympathy, okay? Police officers to me, and like I say, this is just old siren speaking on the Siren Speak show. Okay. Now, I prefer not to date police officers or detectives because they are detectives. Before they go on a first date with you, they already looked up your tag number. Okay. They already looked up your address. They know where you live. They know where you work. Okay. Trust me, police officers have access to information that I feel like it kind of messes up the connection because they want to know everything about you. They want to know everything about, whatever it is, especially if they like you, they're going to stalk you. Now, I personally have found police officers to be stalkerish. Okay. Now, your girl Siren, okay. I had 3 experiences with police officers that I didn't date because they didn't make it to a date because they were very stalkerish. Okay. So the first one, this guy, of course, they were all pulling me over. And you got to give them your phone number because you don't want that ticket, right? You don't want, who wants a ticket, right? So when they pull over and they come up to my car, your girl sitting up and they're like, what did I do, officer? What I did, tell me. So I'm asking the officer, like, what's up? Like, and they put, well, you was going above the speed limit. You know how it is, pretty girl like you. Where you trying to get to in a rush? And I was like, I was trying to find where you stay at. And I just, flirt with them a little bit, right? So, anywho, of course, instead of them giving me a ticket, they give me their phone number. And I don't give them mine, right? I'm like, well, give me your number. Of course I'll call you. You available tomorrow? And things of that nature. So, of course, I tell them I'm going to call them because I don't want them having my number because I know I'm just trying to get out of a ticket. Now, remember, I told you, I don't know if y'all remember, but I told y'all back in the day after the guy used to pump my gas, I would give him the number to time. You know what I'm saying? We had the phone number to time, y'all, back in the day. So that's what I would give them as opposed to my phone number. I would give them the number to time, right? So when it came to the police officer, I would say, well, just give me your phone number, right? Give me your phone number and I'll call you later. Child, not only did this mofo call my phone, I never gave him my number and I never called him. Not only did he call my phone, right? He called my phone so much I did not answer the phone. I didn't know who it was. You know what I'm saying? And so I never answered the phone. This mofo called my mama house. Not only did he call my mama house, he went to my mama house because that was the number on that was the address on my license. So he ran my tag, okay, because I never gave him my license. After we, met, we just talked a little bit. And then, he gave me his number because I was like, I'll call you. And this mofo not only called my mom's house, but he went to my mother's house because he thought that's where I lived. So he goes to my mom's house and he's like looking for me. And my mom calls me and she was like, girl, some police officer just came here looking for you. I'm like, a police officer looking for me? You sure? And she was like, yeah, like he asked for you and this and that. And I'm like, I thought that was so insane. Okay. So fortunately for me, nothing that he was able to find was linked to the address where I actually lived. You know what I'm saying? He was only able to find me through like my mom's, house. So listen. I say, oh, that must be that crazy one that I met. I said, oh, he cool. I knew he was cool. That's why I didn't call him. So listen, one day I'm inside of this soul food restaurant. Now, listen, at this time me and Bae was kicking it. Me and Bae was together. So of course I didn't want to, I didn't want to holler at him, Bae and I probably were, y'all, we probably was about 3 months in at this time. Right. So this guy, I'm at this restaurant, okay, and it's like a restaurant. Oh God, what was called Home Style? It's in Opelika, Florida, right? I'm at this restaurant called Home Style, and it was like a nice little soul food restaurant. You know, everybody went there, got a little good plate of food and stuff like that. So my car, you can see my car because I had rims on my car, and I had like the picture of me and my kids, I think, on the front. Like my car was definitely decorated, so you knew my car, okay? So I'm sitting outside, okay, of the restaurant. Bay is inside getting our food. And next thing I know, this mother pulls up on my car. He gets out of his car, he parks his car, and he walks up to my car and like tapping on the window. Like, oh, roll your window down, roll your window down. Listen, the restaurant had a whole bunch of glass windows, so you can clearly see in and out of the restaurant, right? Bay saw this dude up at my car. Oh, please, he couldn't get that food fast enough, honey. I don't know what they did, but all I heard was plastic bags coming out the door. So he was like, what you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? Like, Bay came out of that restaurant and just was like, then dude took off. He just walked off so fast and ran back to his little police car, honey. This man was stalking me, y'all. He literally stalked me. I don't even know this guy's name, right? I just was like, I took his phone number and that was it. So you would say, Siren, well, okay, that's one incident where, you know, you met a police officer. So let's go to the next incident. Now, fortunately, I didn't hear from him again or see him again. Maybe I did. Maybe he bust my tires. I don't know. He probably put sugar in my tank in my Benz. I don't know, right? So, but I think I know who did do that. But anywho, listen. So there was a second incident. Now, funny thing was, this guy was, as soon as I met Bay, okay, because I was on a date with Bay. I knew Bay and I were actually on our very first date. I had just met Bay, right? And Bay took me out to this restaurant and I drove my car, okay? I met Bay too at the restaurant. And I met this guy, this police officer. Now, this one here, he pulled me over because I had the little lights on the top of my car. You know, it's like a little light thing on the top of your car. And I had them little small bitty lights. It's like a little kit that you could get for your car. So he pulls me over one day and he was like, oh, you know, I pulled you over. And I'm like, no. He was like, because of the lights on your car, he was like, those are illegal. Child, the lights were so tiny. I was like, okay. He was like, well, you know, you can leave them on. I never took them off. Nobody else pulled me over. But anywho, so of course he was like, you know, I will have to give you a ticket, but I'd rather give you my number. Of course, of course. Yes, let me get that number, boo. So this one here, he gives me his phone number, right? So I'm sitting up here like, all right, I'm hearing him, wah, 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 wah. I'm not going to call him. And, you know, so what happens is the next day, like maybe a day or so later, I never call him. I go outside. I live in an apartment complex at this time. I go outside to get in my car to go somewhere. He's like, oh, something wrong with your phone? This mother is in my apartment complex, parked next to my car. He says, oh, something wrong with your phone? So I'm getting in my car and I'm like, what the? You know, and I'm like, why are you here? Do you live over here or something? Like, why are you here in this apartment complex? Like, you're weird. You're weird. You're like, stay away from me. Don't even worry about me calling you. Like, that's weird. He was like, oh, so you wasn't going to call? And I'm just like, I just got in my car. I drove off and went where it is that I was going. Listen. So at this point, I done met Bay because I believe maybe like about 4 or 5 days went by. At this point, I done met Bay, right? And then Bay takes me out to lunch the next day. That was our very first date. Yo, I pull up into the restaurant parking lot and I get out of my car and I'm walking in the restaurant, y'all. This guy pulls up on me at the restaurant. He pulls up on me slowly. He was like, hey, Miss Lady. And I look and it's him. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what are you doing here? Like, dude, you tripping. Like, what is wrong with you? He's in his police car. He's like, I think he was Miami-Dade. I'm in Miami Lakes. Y'all, I'm in a totally different county. Like, he just all out of whack with it. That was like, okay, you know what? I can't. Right then and there, I don't care to date police officers, right? I got the last one, okay? So it's not like I'm just like basing it on one incident or two. No, here's the third one. Now, the third one was way before I even knew who the hell they was, right? Now, I meet this guy. Of course, I'm driving, I'm speeding, and I'm trying to beat the light, okay? And I sped up, and I did beat the light, but you know what I'm saying? And he was right behind me in an undercover car. So he gets behind me, he pulls me over, he asks for my phone number, okay? When he asks for my phone number, I give it to him, you know, and we have a couple of conversations. And, you know, we go out, okay? We meet up, we go out, you know, we start having, now this was the very first Caucasian guy. This guy was Caucasian, but he still lived at home with his mother. I had my own place. Here I am with 2 kids. I got my own place, but he still lived at home with his mother. And he was a little clingy, right? It was just always wanting to see me, always wanting to, you know, come over to my place, like always wanting to be around, like, listen, like just was lazy though, wasn't really trying to do much, just like we already in a long-term relationship. We're like, I don't care to sit around you all day like that. So of course, I was like, look, this is not going to work. You know, like it was fun. We had great conversations, but this is just not what I want. That didn't work out. You know how many times I pulled up in my apartment complex, which was a gated community, okay? And this mofo was sitting right there waiting for me to get home a couple of times. So that's the reason why I personally don't care to date like detectives or police officers or sergeant or anybody who I know can gain access to my private and personal information like that. Because they can, you know, get the information if they really want it. And I just feel like with them having access to that type of information about you, like your home address, your family members, you know what I'm saying? Your tag number, they can run your license, they can get all of the information they need about you. And the fact that they feel like they can just abuse the law and stalk you and or harass you, you know, and those police officers, when they get in trouble, they know how to cover, allegedly, you know, they can cover some things up. Okay. They can do some crimes and cover some things up. And a lot of them, you know, they abuse the badge, and I don't really care for that. So that's why for me, I'm just like, that was a career that I was like, when it came to the dating arena, I'm like, I don't care to date anyone in that career, because I really feel like some of them can abuse the badge. Okay. So official government, you know, city or state police officers, official government employees, okay, those in politics, I definitely don't want to date no governor, no senator, no, absolutely, positively not nobody who can erase my damn past and create a new one. Oh no, absolutely not. Military. Now, y'all, military folk, I salute you. Okay, I salute you. Yes, I do. I appreciate y'all. But the fact that y'all willing to go out there and fight and do the things that y'all do is a little cuckoo to me. It isn't anything that this country can do to make me want to, you know, go out there and harm people. I'm like, I'm the peacemaker. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Military men, because of to me, and this is just Siren speaking on the Siren Speak show, okay? For me, when it comes to those who are in the military, one, I feel like the training is just treacherous. I feel like the military shifts their mind so bad. The military get in their head, because when they get out, they're looking at you like, oh, you're a civilian. But when they get out, now they're a civilian and they don't know how to act. They don't know how to transition a lot, you know, and not only that, they have to get a lot of vaccinations and shots while they're in there. So it kind of like, you know, messes with their chemical and kind of throw them off a little bit. So anybody who's either in the military or has been in the military, I'm like, yo, we cool, but let's just shake hands and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care to date like a veteran. And I respect them. I really, truly do. But sometimes there are some, some things, you know what I'm saying, that can kind of trigger them. And sometimes they can mentally, I feel like their mental health is not stable enough for me. And not all of them. Not all of them. I'm not saying this about all of them. I'm just really speaking from my experience, okay? I just really feel like their mental health is a little shaky for me, and that's just not something I care to play with, Also, football, someone who played football or something, now when it comes to my age, he would probably be a retired football player. Absolutely, positively not. Or he may be a current football player, who's to say? But what I am saying is that when it's the football players, you guys, all them head things, you know what I'm saying, hitting their head a lot, all of them, boom, boom, boom. I don't know about all of those, you guys. I don't really care because I really feel like, honestly, their mental don't all the way be there. And I feel like a lot of these stories are hush, hush and swept under the rug. So I can't say this is just siren speaking because there are documented stories, but I feel like a lot of those documented stories don't get the type of information. They don't get the type of eyes that they need on them because nobody is willing to talk. And then you're looking at the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So if you say something, you're going against a whole organization that is just like, okay, all right, let me just, be quiet. You never know. But the women, the wives, I wonder what the wives of those football players, go through. Like, I would love to watch a show of the wives of these current and or retired football players, because a lot of them with them concussions, man, that'd be some crazy stuff, that they may go through. So that's why dating someone who was a professional football player was definitely off the charts for me. I was like, that was something that I wasn't ever interested in because I'm like, you just them concussions, that's too many butts to the head, in which that would then segue us into boxers, someone who's a boxer, honey. I know Bay had a homeboy who was a boxer. He was somewhat of a professional style boxer, maybe mid-level. And y'all, it's just something be off a little bit. Okay, something be off with a lot of them, them hits and them blows and stuff like that. So that's somebody who I feel like, nah, I wouldn't date anybody who's a boxer, y'all. I'm just like, that's just something that's a little too strong for me. I don't know if I can, date someone who may possibly exude that level of mental illness. It can be a little scary, and disruptive, okay, when it comes to life. So let me see what else we got. A personal trainer. And we're talking about gym. We're talking about somebody who's a personal trainer, somebody who works out, somebody who, first of all, he has got to come in contact with a lot of women, okay? And not only that, I feel like personal trainers are very strict and they give off very boring, okay? I don't know why, but they give off very boring. It's like they almost don't know how to have that much fun. Personal trainers, to me, it's just, I don't know. It's just the energy behind them that is like, okay, it just gives sticks up the butt. You know what I'm saying? Stick up the butt. Like, it just gives this boring, this, militant kind of energy. So I dated someone, he wasn't a personal trainer, but he was very much so into the gym. And I just really feel like men who are that much into the gym, I don't know. I just really feel like they check out on real life, and this is not all of them. This is just the ones that I have come in contact with. Okay. This is my list, right? It just seems like they get very boring when it comes to real life. When it comes to their food, it's like they don't want their food touching, they got to eat this first, then eat that. Not all of them, y'all, but they do give off like a very militant type of, ashe. It's just like, come on now, let's loosen up, and it seemed like, and they'll just be straight, to the point. Like, oh my God, no curve, no, what I'm saying? Just straight up now tell me, I don't know. It's just like the food. I just really feel like a personal trainer will want you to incorporate their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to sharing the way you eat. Like a personal trainer is not going to, feel comfortable taking you out for like bacon fried donuts. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh no, like nah, And they might want you to eat the way they eat or do things the way they do. And it's just, I don't know. Personal trainer is just something that they turn me all the way off. I don't like men who are cut up. I just like a nice, not a soft man, but just a nice built man. He don't have to be tough and he don't have to be hard. Like, I don't like that hard washboard. I am not a hard washboard stomach girl. I don't know about y'all, but I love the enjoyment of a nice size belly, baby. Not big, but not small and flat. A nice little puff. Listen, I don't know about y'all, okay? But old Siren have come to love the enjoyment of a little pup belly, okay? But listen, I don't like that whole, that physique. You know what I'm saying? I don't like a man who's just, how I'm talking about the muscle bound. That is just with them thighs that bulge out and, the back is like this. It's like, oh, what I'm saying? It's like he's just wearing a damn Batman suit all day. I don't like I like a nice cut on a guy, and I just like him to be nice and, just well put together, not too tight. All right. The last one, you guys, is someone who is in a religion like a preacher, a babalao, someone like that. The preacher's wife would not be our Siren, okay? I'm not the preacher's wife type of girl, okay? I am not the babalao type of girl. Now, why won't I date these men? Honestly, I do feel like majority of the men that I have come in contact with tend to abuse the practice, okay, and take advantage of women, as well as the congregation. And I just feel like, if they'll do that to their whole congregation, they will definitely do it to you, not only to you, but to themselves. And someone who will willingly hurt themselves will definitely hurt you, okay? Someone who don't love themselves cannot love you. And I'm not saying this is how every preacher is. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, I don't want no preacher coming at me trying to, what's up, Siren? What's your number? My number is 911. Somebody call, please. Okay. I'm not into a whole preacher guy. I'm not into a whole babalao, especially the little warlocks out there, or any type of man who practice any type of spirituality. Like, I don't want my man being all like spiritually like a warlock or something like that. Like, I want him to definitely have a good relationship with the Lord and be faithful and be loyal to the Lord. And, that will show through his own actions and stuff like that. But somebody who actually practice any form of religious practice and things of that nature is not somebody I see myself with. Honestly, I feel like men who get into the practice of spirituality can abuse it. They abuse it for power and they abuse it for control. This is not all men. I'm just speaking of my particular experience, okay? Men always want to be the one who said this, the only one who said that, the number one in this, the number one in that. And I feel like when it comes to, the religious community, okay, or the spiritual community is what I want to say, because I incorporate both of them when I say this. When it comes to the spiritual community, men just, they always have a point to prove. They can't just let things be, right? Somebody have to feel like they know the most. They have the most knowledge. They have the most information. I was the first person to say this, and ain't nobody else. It's like they always have a point to prove. And I'm like, why do you need to prove a point? Why can't you just let things be? If somebody else say exactly what you said, can it not be that you guys receive the same download? Can you be the only one listening to that radio station? You know how many people heard that song when they played it on the radio? You know how many people received that message when that transmission was sent? You're not the only one who got it, unfortunately. Okay, it is whomever was vibrating to it at that time received it. And that is something that I had to learn as well, because I'm like, oh my God, I found it quite strange that, I'm like, dang, me and certain, people, we must be on the same line because we receive the same messages. We getting the same thing. We getting the same downloads. We getting the same frequencies and stuff like that. And that's exactly what it is. But men don't seem to understand it. It's like, oh, this person is copying me. You know, this person is saying the same thing as me, and I said it first, and I said it this, and I'm like, no, baby, it's not. Yeah, my hair is even hot mess. I'm like, no, baby, it's not like that. It's not that someone is stealing from you. You know what it is that when you turned on the radio, more than you was listening to that message. That message was not sent directly to you. That was a broadcast that was sent out, and there are thousands of people that received that message, and you were one of them. I mean, I guarantee you, when you say something, you can realize, you can see that there are other people who have either thought that or, you know, said the same thing. Like literally said the exact same thing that you said, you know, and I'm like, now, there are times where you have them doppelgangers. You do have the people who will try to, you know, take everything you say. Now, we're not talking about those situations right there. We're literally talking about, you know, when it comes to religious beliefs and religious practices and men in that area. Okay. I personally feel like women are better for any type of spiritual practices. I feel like that. Now, we're not going to say that Siren is being prejudiced against men, because I love my men, but I love them in their perspective role. I personally feel like men are not for the role of, you know, babalao or, you know, balero or preacher or, you know, pastor. You know what I'm saying? He want to lay the hands. You know, he always want to lay the hands on you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. You really don't have to do that. It was never like that, you know, before. And it wasn't until men started to get in this particular field that it became, you know, just a little uncomfortable, in the rules and the laws of it changed. Okay. So yes, you guys, that's another one that I feel like I wouldn't want to tap into anyone or date anyone who is in that particular field. You know, that's just something that I don't see myself doing. So, you know, shout out to them. Like I said, shout out to all of the, you know, babalao, shout out to all. I just really feel like that's not the career for y'all. I really, truly do. And when I look at the spiritual, you know, community and all of the men who are in the spiritual community and the way they are always back and forth with one another, as opposed to coming together to build it, they can't never build the spiritual community. They can only tear it down. And it's because of the fight within. You know, it is the fight within that has all of them going against one another. There were so many guys in the spiritual community that as I started to tap into the spiritual community and start to get to know and or try to listen to, and all I can hear is that macho in them. It was just always a, I know more than you, or I'm going to prove you wrong, or this and that. Or you have the young Pharaoh I listened to, Billy Carson I listened to, oh God, I can't think of the other guy who, all of them in trouble with women and things of that nature. Not really Billy Carson. I don't think that was his situation. I think the woman that he got in trouble with was his own divine feminine. I think she is the one who had to shut him down. I do think he was too masculine in the spiritual community. I do feel as if he was tapping more into his masculine energy. I do believe he was chasing the money and the fame, and he forgot about the foundation of where it all came from. And his foundation was like quicksand, and that's how he just fell through. That was the woman that got him, was his own divine feminine, according to Simon. That's just me, okay? That's just me. I'm not saying that's what it is, and I think he's a great guy. He's actually from where I'm from. I'm surprised I don't know him, but he looks very familiar. But yeah, I just really feel like he cheated on his own divine feminine. He left her like it was nobody. That she made him, and he left her. Okay. But anywho, young Pharaoh, you guys saw, if y'all haven't heard of any of them, y'all can look them up. Young Pharaoh, another one, got in and started to diminish the divine feminine. That other guy, Brother Polite, I think that was his name, got in and abused the divine feminine. The first thing they do when they get in is they want 50 million women. You know, now they're into polygamy. And why were you not in polygamy when you were born? And your first 5 girlfriends when you were in the 5th grade or 8th grade, you know, you didn't have them then. But the minute you get into a platform where you're here to heal the divine feminine, not destroy it, I just really feel like men get in it, and they get in it for the wrong reason. They get in it for control, and they get in it for the money, the fame, the wealth. And it will eat you up every time. So until they are ready. I think that religion and spirituality is something men should honestly stay away from as far as practicing, maybe to, be a part of it as far as healing, but to be over it and to be a leader in it and things of that nature. I don't think they're ready for that yet. They fall every time. And it's not just them, it's those before them. We have those in ancient Kemet that fail. The Pharaoh, listen, they just say it in the book as if, oh, they did this and they did that. They all failed. They all failed, which is why things are the way they are today, right? So, we just have to be very careful with that. And that's just my own personal experience, you guys. And then, when I was first introduced to spirituality, I was brought in through, Christianity, of course. And, I went to the church and it was just a lot of questionable things for your girl Siren. I also tapped into what I now know was Santeria, okay, and Ifa. I didn't know that's what it was. I just thought it was an extension of Christianity. And when I found out what it was, I'm like, yo, this is like not for me. But even in that aspect of it, the men, okay, which is what I encountered, which was a lot of babalao, a lot of santero, a lot of palero, just a lot of men who were under Shango, who were under, Ogun, all of these men who were supposed to protect you, but they were the predators. They were the ones coming after you. The palero that I dealt with was pretty much sleeping with all of his godchildren, and, allegedly sleeping with all of the godchildren. And, I just feel like a lot of the things that was allegedly prophesied to me was like kind of telling me that, my husband would cheat on me or he was bad for me, to try to get me to leave my relationship. And I'm like, that's not something you should do. You shouldn't get in there and manipulate the women. And then they had the women around like they were slaves. Like, okay, you could only prepare herbs and pass around the bowl, like they were all the slaves. They were not able to speak, they were there to bathe and all of that. I'm like, that's just weird. It felt very, cultish. And I was just like, yeah, and not that the religion as a whole, I'm just speaking of my experience. And it just wasn't something that I was down for, so, and then I looked into, Muslim, my son, okay, looked into Muslim, I discussed it and everything. And like I say, once again, the woman is supposed to be so small. The woman is not supposed to do this. The woman is not supposed to do that. And that's why I don't understand why religion is the woman. Spirituality, shall I say, is the woman. It is the divine feminine energy. It's everything outside of the box. It's everything you can't see, everything you can't touch, but it is. It is the woman. So I don't understand why religion looks down on the woman. When you read about the Bible, they speak so much about the kings. They speak so much about all of these men, but they speak so little and so low when it comes to the women of the Bible. So I myself actually went and got a book called The Women of the Bible and, learned so much about these women who were there, who were very present, who healed them. Who literally healed them after battle and war, who healed them just throughout and all of this stuff. And it's just to take that power away from them and to demonize them for having that power. I just really feel like when it comes to the woman, there just need to be a little more respect, okay, put on the energy of the woman. So that's why I personally wouldn't date anyone who is a practitioner in some sort of religion or cult or, like I said, babalao, warlock, whatever, he called himself, whatever it is that he may want to be, because I just really feel like the control, the finances is just their whole agenda appears to be just a little off. Okay. They either do it for the money or the control, and they can easily manipulate the divine feminine energy or the divine feminine in general, because to see all of those women around a babalao is so many women, right, that are just working and cooking the food and prepping this and prepping herbs and making baths and making this and healing and praying and all of this stuff. And I'm like, wow. And the guy just sit there like this. I'm like, this is really crazy to see that. Like, the women are doing all the work, but that's just how it is. Okay. So, those are the ones that I personally would not date, you guys. Any guy who are in any of those fields, I gave you guys my personal experience as to why it is I wouldn't do it. Okay. Let me see. What was the other? Okay. And it says the pre-qualification process in dating. Okay. The pre-qualification process. This is something that when I do my not my consultations, but when I do my counseling sessions, okay, that's one thing I want to discuss with y'all, okay, the pre-qualification process, because a lot of you forget that. And I always ask, have you pre-qualified him before you either laid up with him, you know, before you gave him your phone number? Because if he don't have what it is that you're looking for, if the partner don't have what you're looking for, then why is it that they have access to you? You know, you got to make sure that that is somebody that you even want to date. Like, do you know who you want to date, or are you just like, okay, you down for whatever? You know, because if you down for whatever, now that's a whole different situation. That's a whole other scenario that we're talking about here. I was looking at the time. Okay, so the pre-qualification process, okay, first of all, is he or she your type? Like, are they tall to what you want? Are they, you know, the build of what you want? That's the pre-qualification process, okay? You're going to look at them and see if you are, you know, attracted to them that way, because if not, then they got to make up for that somewhere else, of course, right? Because you're not just, remember, they want you. They coming after you. They asking for your phone number, right? They want to spend time with you. So you have to make sure that they are pre-qualified to even spend time with you, to even be seen with you, to even sit next to you. Okay? Like, they have to respect you as if you are the blessing in their life, right? That's how they have to treat you. That's how they have to recognize you. That's how they have to, you know, experience you, because you are the blessing, right? That's why they want you, because you are the blessing. So it's like you have to make sure, one, okay, take a look at them, you know, and see if that's somebody, or if he has the characteristics of a man that you would be interested in, or if she has the characteristics of a woman that you would be interested in, okay? Because it's serious out here, you know, and I think a lot of us are be like, he ain't really that cute, but no, that's not good enough, right? Not in this day and age, y'all, with who it is y'all got in that office over there, okay, and ready to hit a button because they bored and it's Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't have the time to just be playing around. It's like, it's time to get in a commitment. It's time to get in a relationship. It's time to get what you want. Some people say, oh, I don't care to be in a relationship. Oh, I don't care to be in love. That's a lie. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. I don't want to hear nobody else say that. Just say, I'm not in a relationship right now. But don't say, oh, I love being single. I love being a man. Is that what you're saying? Okay, you want to be butch now? Like, you're settling for being butch? I'm not saying that a relationship is necessary, but what I am saying is a relationship is very important in this human experience that we're having. Nobody want to go back on a half of themselves. When you're in a healthy relationship, it shows that you as a person, you know, are on a nice, healthy version, or in a nice, healthy version of yourself. No one should want to be alone. Right? You don't have to be in a relationship, and you don't have to force yourself to be in a relationship. We're going to have our alone time. We're going to have our downtime. Now, me, oh God, my downtime was very little. I don't recall being single. I think I was single from March, and I met Bate in September. I was single from March of that year. I met him September. Now, during my single months, I had a great time. I went out on so many dates. I did. I had parties, and I had every guy at my party. All the guys at the party was guys who was interested in me. My friends used to be like, what is this? Like, every guy who was at my party was somebody who was interested in me. It was so funny. Like, it was the craziest thing. But yeah, so I had a really good time, though. I dated, I had fun. It wasn't like I was in anything serious. I appreciated my single time. Yes, I did. I appreciated my single time, y'all. And that's what I want you guys to do, is appreciate your single time. That'll give you time to find what you like, what you don't like, okay, what you want, what you don't want, right? That's what being single is. But you're being single to get in a relationship. You're not dating just to date. You're dating to find the match to what it is that you want. Because, you know, when you ain't got to pay these bills by yourself, when you got somebody who you love, that's what we want. We want somebody who loves you, And we want somebody who you love. I don't know about being in a relationship with somebody you don't love and or like you just in it because this person takes care of you. You just like, it gives Celie from The Color Purple. Remember she say, I just think about Nettie while he on top. Remember that? Like, I don't think that is the funnest thing, y'all. To me, that is just so, I don't know if I personally can lay up with somebody who I'm not in love with, somebody I don't care about, somebody it's like, well, you know, he done paid the rent. So that's giving prostitute. That's giving hooker. That's giving, you know, that's what it is, right? And you just in that relationship for years and years and years and you're not happy. Like, that's going to put some darkness over your heart. That's going to make you really heavy. That's going to make you hate men. That's going to make you hate things about yourself. Like, that screams, I don't love myself. Like, you can date for that. You can date guys you don't really like. You know what I'm saying? Because you're dating, right? But when you're looking for a relationship, in a relationship, once you have made a choice, now, even if this guy is butt boongy ugly, now, I ain't gonna lie, he can make you fall in love with him because he can have a nice personality. He can treat you good. He can take care of you. Eventually, you'll be windmilling with women by him. That's my ugly. That's my ugly. Yo, listen, you'll be tearing somebody up about your Mr. Ugly, okay? Because you love him. You love him so much you done had 3 kids by him. Now you done had babies by him, okay? Listen, that's what I'm saying. I don't care how he look. I don't care what it is. You got to love him in some way, shape, or form. You got to care about him in some way, shape, or form for that connection to be healthy. To just be in a relationship with somebody, you're like, oh, girl, he's so ugly. I can't stand him, girl. But he paid a mortgage, girl. So, you know, that's why a lot of our great-great-grandmothers and grandmothers had, you know, and I ain't going to say diabetes and things of that nature, but I just really feel like they died of a broken heart. You know, their health went down the drain because they stayed with Mr. Charlie, because Mr. Charlie is just a man and he's doing the best he can. What? No, that's not good enough. That is not, don't let that be your reality, okay? Love him back, be in love with him, right? You can find somebody that takes care of you and that you like. You know what I'm saying? You can find that happy middle. No, he may not be the most handsome. No, he may not be the most, you know, that body may not be all the way right. But damn it, that's my Mr. Wrong, okay? That is my Mr. Wrong, and bet not come up in here looking at him any type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be in love. That's what I'm saying. When you are in love, y'all, that is a very healthy thing. But I think some of us, it's like, you know, crack. We can't handle it. We get in love and we just go to acting ignorant and stuff. We go to acting stupid and stuff about them. You know, you got to learn how to be in love and be classy with it, right? You got to learn how to be in love and be happy with it and be sexy with it and things of that nature. You don't want to just, you know, be out there with somebody just because it's Thursday. You know, I really want you to like him. I really want you to fall in love with him. It's that part of the journey, y'all, is so sexy. That part of the journey is so healthy. When he called you, like, he go, girl, bye, go to call you back, girl, this my boo. You know, when you happy, when that phone rings and it's him. And when y'all go out and he's holding your hand and y'all just like folded into each other like butter, and you just feel like an old stallion walking next to him. Y'all, being in love, oh man, I want everybody to experience that. That's something that you don't want to let go. That's something that you want forever, okay? When you're in love with somebody. So definitely, I would say, listen, pre-qualify. Know what you like. In order to pre-qualify the person, you got to know what you like. You got to know what you're looking for. You got to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, you can't pre-qualify somebody. When a bank looks at your credit and see if you pre-qualify, you know how they do that. Let's see if you pre-qualified for the card or for the loan. Let's do it. We don't even want to worry about doing a whole application. We just going to do this little small application right here to see if you pre-qualify. Let's just see. That's how you need to be. But you got to know what you want. You got to know what you're looking for. Okay. What is the height that you want? What is the, the looks that you want? What is the personality that you want? Right? Because sometimes you got some men who could be so sexy. They could have a nice career, a nice job, paying good money. Okay. And he just don't have a personality. Oh my God. I remember I had this friend of mine, and he was he is a professional baseball player, right? Hall of Fame. This guy was just, oh my God, had all the money, tall, nice, sexy, that personality was just off. You talking Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace? Hate everybody, hate everything, everybody wrong, everybody in trouble. Just, oh my God. But the good thing is, around me, I was able to bring out a better personality in him. Thank God. People was like, how did you do that, Siren? Like, how do you do it? Because he's the meanest somebody. So that's what I'm saying. You have some who just, they don't have that personality. Whatever it is that he don't have, you want to make sure that you find that. If you can bring that about in him, then try to bring that about. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to work with them. Sometimes they be like almost there, but you got to tickle them, you know what I'm saying, to make him laugh. Whatever it is that you need to do, So you want to pre-qualify him and make sure that he has everything that you're looking for. If you're going to make sure he's the one that you're going to be with. If he's the one you choose, and all right, this going to be bae, this going to be my little, my little boo thing right here. This is going to be the one that I'm going to take it to the next level with. So I'm going to close the door, on all the others, and I'm going to make him number one. I'm going to make him the one that I'm going to move forward to the next round. Let's move him to the next round, or let's move her to the next round. Listen, make sure that this person has everything that you want. Don't sell yourself short, okay? Do not sell yourself short. If they don't have what you want, then find somebody else that do, or try to see if they can incorporate those things. Because maybe, like I said, you got to bring it out of them. And, we shouldn't have to have somebody incorporate a personality. But unfortunately, with the world we live in a way, one thing about our men is men have, especially our colored men, our melanated men, they have to fight for what it is that they get. It's not often that things fall in their lap. So when they do have a good job, you best believe he got to work hard. He got to work hard for that money, okay? So, of course, you want to be that soft energy that he comes home to. You want to be that, damn, I'm glad I'm busting my ass, making this money, doing what I got to do to get this home and keep us in, nice cars, keep us fed. You got to make sure you play that role, okay? You got to be in your feminine bag so that you can keep him content. Because if you don't, then of course he's not going to want to marry. He's not going to want to settle down. He's going to want to, run through as many women as he possibly can. But when you make sure you are that right one, that when he come home, okay, when he come to your house, or when you go out with him, whatever it is, if y'all been dating for, 6-7 months, you know what I'm saying? And, he's coming over and things of that nature. You want to make sure everything is set up. Everything is looking good. Everything is right. You know what I'm saying? And still let him visit. Don't let him spend the night. I'm telling y'all spoiling these men. Y'all letting them spend the night, child. Y'all letting them get a draw in y'all house too early. Like, that's just too early, y'all. If y'all not engaged, he don't get a draw. He don't get a draw until y'all engage. He don't get to spend the night until y'all engage. I don't care how late it is. He's like, oh, it's already 4 a.m. Bye. He don't get to do. Stop, single ladies. Stop. Why would he marry you if he getting all the benefits? Why would he even propose to you if he getting all the benefits? Why? He don't have to do nothing. You're making it so easy for him. Why would he propose to you? If he can, all he got to do is blow you up and get you a baby. Right? That's it. You good. You good for at least 18 years. Okay, y'all got to make sure y'all pre-qualify these men. No kids, no spending the night, no none of that. That is for my fiance. I want you to write down a list of things that is strictly for your fiance. Write down a list of things that is strictly for your husband, and write down everything else could be for bae. Everything else is for the boyfriend or the boy toy or the guy or the woman, whoever it is that you getting to know. Everything is for them. Even men. Men, okay, women, y'all take it easy on me when I say this, okay? But men, you have a budget for your girlfriend, you have a budget for your fiance, and you have a budget for your, where the wife gets whatever, okay? Unlimited. She gets the black card, right? But when it comes to, the girls, the women, or the girlfriend, you have certain restaurants. Maybe she's going to be Olive Garden, maybe she's going to be Chili's as the girlfriend. And when she say, I want to go to Mr. Child's, or she want to go to them expensive steakhouse, that's for my fiance. That's for my fiance. Listen, women, seriously though, seriously, don't be mad at me for saying that, but I'm just saying. Okay. Yes. So, it's just, but that's how you have to do, women. Certain things he don't get, especially intimately. Your boyfriend, okay, you get a kiss on the mouth, maybe a little French kiss. If you do decide to go that route with him and be intimate with him, straight up missionary, call it a day. Don't you turn around. Don't you flip it up. No, that's for my fiance. Oh, that is for my husband. You have to make sure that you are saving yourself, giving him something to look forward to. If you give it all to him right away, he has nothing to look forward to. He wants nothing more from you. Y'all got to stop trying to give it all away to say, oh, when I become your wife, this is what it's going to be. No, he won't know that until you become his wife. He won't know that. You tell him how good you are, I'm the best, I'm the champion. And you won't know none of that until you put a ring on it. Until I am married, okay? Until I am married. Y'all have to stop playing the role of the wife before you get the ring. You will never get the ring until he old and tired and he feel like, I'm too tired to even be out there in the streets. And he done sold all his royal oats. Listen, he done. Now he's like, what's up? Will you marry me, Benita? Okay. Now you got to marry old Cleophas because you done been with him 27 years. And he's like, all right, you want to marry me? After all these years, right? Y'all. Absolutely, positively not. Give yourself a time frame. I don't know what your time frame would be. It would be different for you. But as for our siren, I would say after 6 months, y'all should be engaged. I'm sorry. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? After 6 months, y'all should be engaged. After 2 years, y'all should be married. Why are we with these people for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? Like, what in the world are we doing? After 6 months, he should know if he wants to marry you. He know all about you. He's taken you out. He spent more than enough time with you. He should know if he's ready for that next level. Okay. And after 6 months, women, if you did it right, because you should be doing your background investigation. Yes, you should be just like them dang on police officers. Okay. You should be doing your background investigation. You should know if he has an arrest record. You should know what his credit history looks like. You should know what his relationship with his parents are. You should know if he's been married. And if he has been married, you should know his ex-wife. Okay. If they have children, you should definitely know his ex-wife. You should know his children. Okay. You should know his siblings and things of that nature. 6 months is a very long time, y'all. Okay. 6 months is a very long time. That's more than enough time to get to know if we want to take this to the next level. More than enough time, right? So after 2 years, y'all should already be married. I always say, listen, if you can't afford a wedding right then and there, I would say nowadays you want to save that wedding money because don't none of them people care about you anyway. And you want to put down on a house. What you finna spend all that money on a wedding for? Take that money and put down on a house. That's what I would say. That would be my wedding, is walking into my house, using that money as a down payment into my home. What I'm trying to spend money for on a wedding, in a wedding dress that we only gonna wear once. Okay, I would put down on a new home and have me a home. God, what do you call it, y'all? What do you call it when you move into the house? Excuse me. when you move into the house and you invite everybody over. That's what I would have, okay? I would have one of those, a housewarming. That's what it is. Thank you, y'all. It's a housewarming party. Instead of having a wedding and then everybody can buy a gift for your house, right? Something y'all can use. Everybody will buy a gift for y'all house. You can register what you want for the house, and that way everybody can go to the registry and they can come to y'all housewarming party, and y'all can do a small reception there, or y'all can do a small ceremony there in front of all of your family members. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can do it like that. Like, why are we spending money on a wedding when we can take and put that money on a down payment for our first home? Okay, and we can invite everybody over, have a housewarming party, and boom, we can go from there. Okay, that's how I would do it, right? But y'all not me, and I'm not y'all, right? But I'm just telling y'all how I would do it. I'm not gonna sit up here and waste all that money on a wedding for one day for a dress to be stressed. Absolutely, positively not. All right. So pre-qualification is necessary, but you can't do a pre-qualification if you don't know what you're looking for. You see, when a bank pre-qualifies you, they're looking for your work history, they're looking for your income, they're looking for your credit history. Okay, you got to act like you're a bank. You got to act like you're an institution when you're looking for love. You need to make sure you know the credit history. It's nothing to find out. And one thing I'm gonna tell you, when a guy, when his credit good, he's gonna boast about it. He has no issues. When his finances are secure, he's going to boast about it. He has no issue. He don't have anything to prove. He is glad to let you know how much money he made. So when you're like, oh, the guys feel like, oh, why you want to know? I don't want to tell you how much, because they don't make nothing. That's why. They make a little bit of nothing when they uncomfortable, because a guy who's very much so well off, or when he's confident about his finances, he will tell you, you even got to ask him twice. Oh, I make over $100,000 a year. He will boast about that. Oh, I make over $200,000 a year. He will boast. The only man that's gonna have a problem with that is a man who's probably making $35,000, $29,000, maybe 40, maybe 40. He's gonna be a little ashamed. But any man who's well off, who know that he is in that right bracket, okay, he's in a comfortable bracket for himself, he has no problem telling you about his finances. He has no problem talking about his finances. Any man who has good credit and he know he keep his credit good, he has no problem talking about his credit. He has no issue with that. There is nothing you can say that he's like, oh, well, my credit good and I do this and I do. He's going to boast. So if ever there is somebody who feels very uncomfortable having certain conversations, then you know that that is an area in his life where he's unstable, right? That is an area in his life where he's unstable. Also, I feel like a man who crosses legs, especially at the ankle, I feel like financially, they make bad financial moves. I told y'all I had a friend of mine, a young lady who was a friend of mine years ago, and she first told me that she didn't like that, you know. And the more I studied, like, you know, body, you know, psychology and looking at people's body movements and, you know, their posture and things of that nature, I found that men who cross their legs at the ankle, they make bad financial decisions, right? And it's so crazy because I recently saw the interview with Jay-Z, right? And, you know, he's supposed to be a billionaire, right? And he sat there in that interview with his legs crossed at the ankles. I said, yeah. Oh no. I was like, Beyonce, get out. I already know he made bad financial decisions. You can clearly see it. Now, that is one thing I can say when it comes to my babe, okay? I have not ever seen him do that. You know me, I peep. And I've been with babe over 25 years. I have not ever seen him do that, honey. Yes. Okay. Now, if ever I say, babe, listen, what you doing? What's going on? What you got going on? What you got going on over there? You know, but yes, that is something that I'm just like, So if ever I'm like, if I were on a date with a guy and I would see him cross his legs at the ankle, honey, automatically check, please. I'm out of there, y'all. Seriously, I'm out of there. I'm like, there's nothing else we need to talk about. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. That's it. This is done. It is over. Okay. So what do you want to look for in the pre-qualification process, you guys? It depends on what's important to you. Because some women, they're like, well, if he don't make a lot of money, then, if he don't make, 65,000, maybe some women would say 65,000 is enough. And I'm going to tell you something, 65,000 can be enough. I'm not lying. Some of y'all got to stop lying to yourself and be like, oh man, got to make, 6 figures, and you ain't ever seen 6 figures a day in your damn life. Okay. Or he got to make this much money, or he got to make millions of dollars, or, come on, we got to be realistic. Okay. We really have to get out of la la land, and we got to be realistic. A guy can make 75,000. If he use it right, you can have a comfortable lifestyle. A guy can make 60,000. You know what I'm saying? And if he use it right, you can have a comfortable lifestyle. Now, listen, when I say comfortable, it means you will have a car. You may not have the car you want. You may not have your dream car, but you will have a car to get around. You know what I'm saying? I'm lying on that one, y'all. This day and age, I don't know about 65,000. I ain't gonna lie. Because you'll be able to be comfortable, but it depends. It depends. Me, I won't be comfortable, right? I won't be comfortable because I know the lifestyle that, I live, right? But somebody else can be very comfortable with that. Like I said, it varies for each and every one of us. It depends on what's important for you. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what it is that you want. Some women, they just want a place to stay. They want a car to get them around. It don't have to be any type of car. It don't have to be any type of place. They like, look, just keep a roof over my head. Like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Keep some food on the table and that's it. So for somebody, yes, that would be very comfortable, you know what I'm saying, for them, where they like, listen, I got a place to stay. I got a car I drive every day, and every week he put gas in it. He filled my tank up once a week. I get to run all my errands. I get to do it. For somebody, that is a comfortable and convenient life for them, right? So, excuse me. It depends on what it is that you want. It depends on what it is that you feel will make you happy, what it is that you like, and that will determine. That's how you're going to base your qualifications. Depends on the lifestyle that you want. That will say, okay, if you want this particular lifestyle, then of course his financials have to be right here. Or in order for you to get that lifestyle and for y'all to match y'all finances, meaning you're bringing in some things, he's going to take care of the, something. It depends. Like I say, y'all know what y'all want. Some of y'all don't mind 50-50. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm saying it's just not for me. Okay. I love a man to be in his alpha energy, his masculine energy, and that masculine is going to take care of that feminine. He's going to provide that stable foundation. That's one thing he's going to do. He's not going to complain about it. He will feel crazy if he don't do it. He will literally feel out of alignment if he don't do it. If he's not providing that foundation, he's going to feel like less. He's going to feel eerie, like creepy crawly, like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So of course, that masculine is going to want to do that. He's going to want to be in that energy right there. So your pre-qualifications will be based upon, because it's different for certain banks. Some banks look for this, some banks look for that. You know what I'm saying? Some women are going to look for this, some are going to look for that. It depends on what you want. You need to know, though. That's the thing about it. It's not for me to tell you. It's for you to know. What are your pre-qualifications? What are you looking for? What do you want? What do you want? Stop sitting around just waiting on a man to just walk up to you and say, what's up, La Mama? Can I get your phone number? Stop sitting around waiting on that. Okay. And put more energy into what he's going to look like when he approach you. Because if that's not him, then don't give him your number. Don't even waste your time with him. If you feel like, okay, this guy here is not the one, I could clearly tell, from the way he approached me, I could clearly tell from our conversation, then don't waste your time. Have fun with him. Let him be a seat filler, right? Another thing I want to tell you guys, okay, back in my day, I'm going to give y'all old story time, somewhat of a story time. Back in my day, I used to entertain what I would call my sliders, okay? There was a thing that I had back in the day called a slider. Those of you who know me, who have been rocking with me for a while, y'all know what my sliders are, okay? My sliders were those in between. Now, more than likely, my sliders could not afford the lifestyle that I wanted. They couldn't afford the dinner that I wanted. They were probably just some little cute young bucks, some little cute YNs, okay, that I definitely wouldn't entertain, because one, they were too young and things of that nature. So I used to have a little slider here and there that, I would entertain in between. And his role was to, come through, entertain, and going back home. But okay, if I call you, I'll let you. Don't call me. No. I'll call you. It's one of those. Those were sliders. Don't call me. I'll call you. Thank you. And the slider was, even they had to have pre-qualifications. They had to be very qualified, okay? They had to be very qualified, in order to be a slider. Now, I didn't have many sliders. I think I had, I could tell them all. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, 3. I had 3 sliders. Yeah, I had 3 sliders, okay? I had 3 sliders. So they were like the in-betweens. They were not qualified to be my man, but they were qualified, to be my friend, right? And with those sliders, they had to have, like I said, the pre-qualifications. You know what I'm saying? And they very much so worked up and earned what it is, what their role was. Now, some of you, okay, have introduced some sliders and say, Siren, I got a slider. I'm in between. While I'm there, I got a slider. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, y'all. Let me explain something. The slider does not ever become the main squeeze. I know the slider probably fix all the pipes in the house. I know the slider fix everything. That's what the slider does. He come through, he lay the pipe, he fix the doors, he paint this. He cannot be the main squeeze. Never turn the slider into the main squeeze. Now you paying for it. Oh, God. No, y'all. Never turn he's just a slider. That's it. He slides in, he slides out. He comes through, he fixes things, okay? He comes through, he fixes things, okay? That's it. Lord, y'all right here falling in love with the damn slider. I never said that. He will never qualify for the black card. The slider ain't probably, he hasn't gotten it together yet. He's still working on himself. He's still trying to find himself. No, he's in between jobs, or he just work a little job here and there. He don't care. He ain't really trying to make no money. He probably live at home with his mama, or he roommating with 50 other dudes. Come on now. I never said the slider can be the main squeeze. Y'all got to work with me on this, okay? Y'all turning the slider into Mr. Charlie, okay? No. Now, listen. The slider has a time frame, okay? The slider cannot be a slider for 30 years. I would say the slider, give him about 60 to 90 days tops. After that, the slider is gone. We don't want no slider for 2 years, because by then you should have had a man. First of all, you got to let your slider go. Once you start dating, if you know you're ready to get back into dating, slider is just right there while you're not dating. You just chilling, you too busy working, you focusing on getting something together, you making your coin, you're building yourself up, right? So you got a slider, you know what I'm saying, in between that time. That ain't nobody you could ever take serious, nobody you would ever date, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. He's just a slider, right? It's like charity. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're doing charity work. That's it. That would never be a job. That's just something you do, to give back. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, so the slider, when you like, you know what? Okay, I think I'm ready to get back out in the dating world and all of that. Slider got to go. You cannot be dating with the slider. No. Ladies, there are rules to this. When you're ready to get back out there and date, the slider is time to, hey, how you doing? Listen, babe, don't call his phone, okay? It was nice. I appreciate you. Yeah, tell your mama she did a good job at raising you. Yes, she did. You're a very well-mannered young man. Your daddy showed you how to fix everything in the house. One day you're going to make somebody a fine husband. Yes, you will. You have to learn how to leave that where it is. A lot of y'all trying to hold on to the damn slider. Now you with somebody and you got a bae and you got your slider messing up your relationship. Because I really want to be with you. I really want. Y'all. You got to learn to let the slider go. So before you get back into the dating pool, you want to let the slider go. Okay, let the slider go. Give yourself a couple months to, tighten and refresh yourself back up. And then you get back out into the dating pool. But you don't want to be out there dating with your slider coming through. Like, that's just disrespectful. Now, ladies, Sarah don't ever teach y'all to be nasty and disrespectful. Now, if that man is courting you and taking you out to dinner and paying a little bill here and there, filling up, the gas in your car, paying your car insurance, and you got a little slider, now you're not playing the game right. Now you're cheating in the game, okay? And I don't mean cheating like that. I mean you're cheating in the game. You're not playing the game right. Okay, so anybody, for those of you who saying Siren, it started out as no, he cannot ever be the main squeeze. That is not the slider's role. And so that you don't fall in love with the slider, you got to make sure you give it about maybe 60 to 90 days. Okay, if you're very soft at heart, then give them 30 to 60 days. Okay, that's it. It's just a fun time. That's all, y'all. Just a fun time. Come on through, wash my car. You know what I'm saying? Come on through, take my car to put some gas in it. Come on through, fix the doorknob. Come through, the window stuck. Come through, I need you to fix it. That's it. Just a handyman. That's it. I didn't say turn them into the main squeeze. No, now you paying, now you're taking care of him. Now you're putting money in his pocket. Now he dropping you off to work, driving your car all day. Now you come home, he in the bed, you mad. Now you want to get a dang on counseling and say, Sarah, how do I get rid of it? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. He wasn't supposed to be there. That's what happened when you put him in the wrong position, okay? So that was my update, you guys, okay? When it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, because it's getting serious out here. I know, because I be on the phone with y'all every day between consultations and counseling sessions, and y'all tired old Siren out, okay? Y'all tired old Siren out. So this conversation is for those of you who probably haven't had a consultation or haven't had a counseling session, okay? And you just like, I just still have some things I need to get off my chest, okay? I just wanted to come on here and we can have that conversation in regards to love. So when we do come back on here, you guys, we will be talking more about mental health, the need to address it. Okay, because some of us are really needing to address our own mental health. We got some things we need to really get off our chest. We need to really deal with. We need to really learn how to take care of ourselves. We need to really learn how to love ourselves. I think self-love is something very critical that we all need to start focusing on. Self-love and what self-love really is, because a lot of us, we got it kind of like messed up. We don't really know what self-love is. We don't understand what self-love is. We think self-care, okay, is self-love. Those are two totally different things. Self-care is one thing, but self-love is a whole other ball game, okay? And it's something that we all need to face. Women, men, children, pets, everybody. It's something we all need to face and something we all need to understand. And we'll definitely get to the bottom of it, you guys, the next time we come on here live. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into your girl Siren, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all. No.